Welcome to today's Research Business Daily Report, where we've got an example of Instagram, the research tool. Then we're going to revisit the market research failure behind New Coke. And Nielsen Neuro's Australia entrance is underway, and it is making waves. We're sponsored today and this week by Nuance, offering multi-language verbatim coding services that help its clients understand the meaning of open-ended answers. Nuance is a decision analyst company. Instagram as a research tool, well, we've heard some relevant comments about it, but now some actual uses are coming into focus. CanberraTimes.com story, 1 million Insta followers and counting, regales us about a 2-year-old fashion blog that was set up by 2 Australian women. Their blog, called Sabo Skirt, has one overriding and most important marketing tool that has been a difference maker: Instagram. They've got 1.1 million followers around the globe, all of them in their late teens to late 20s. In the same article, Peta Stinson, who founded in 2011 an organic children's clothing label called Sapling Child, has attracted 32,000 Instagram followers. And Stinson's original strategy, which was to get as many followers as possible, has worked pretty well. But it is now being altered. They are now targeting followers. They're chatting with them, and they're trying to build family-like relationships with those followers. And Stinson states that Instagram now has, quote, become a perfect tool for Sapling Child to conduct market research, including by asking for product feedback or requests, end of quote. Moving on, I read with intense personal interest Dave Palmer's blog written on DesignNews.com about the failure of New Coke in 1985. And why are we even talking about something that happened so far back in the past? Well, because market research has always been hit with a large chunk of the blame. In this situation, Palmer writes that the Coke management was unable to accurately predict consumer behavior using blind taste tests. In fact, he says that it is all but impossible for any company to make the connection between a taste test and consumer behavior. Well, those taste tests at the time, which was at the height of the full-blown Coke-Pepsi marketing war, convinced Coca-Cola that the very carefully formulated New Coke was preferred by consumers to Pepsi. But the epic New Coke failure was as big a black eye as any business has ever endured. And in fact, since then, companies have talked openly about not having a typical New Coke failure of their own. Palmer asserts, however, that taste tests don't always, or can't always, fully replicate world conditions. And that may be true, but I don't think, from what I know, that you can blame the New Coke debacle on that alone. You see, I spent 10 years in the soft drink industry starting in the mid-1970s, and I was told by Coca-Cola insiders that a huge and different market research mistake had been done. Yes, there were taste tests galore that supported the New Coke rollout. And Coca-Cola did ask an incredible number of questions about this opportunity to a giant number of consumers. But my insiders told me it never asked consumers one absolutely crucial question, and that is what their reaction would be if they could no longer buy the Coca-Cola that they had been drinking their entire lives. And that oversight from again, those insiders was the game-changing market research mistake. Finally, last month we talked about SurveyMonkey's Australian introduction and its emphasis on its surveys to empower creative development and testing at advertising agencies. Now, Nielsen's neuroscience tool, called Nielsen Neuro, is entering the same marketplace, and it's taking aim at the same advertising segment. Nielsen Neuro Pacific Director Hayden Northover told smh.com.au about how a $5,000 animated ad recently was shown to consumers early in one message's creative development. Consumers' brain activity was monitored by the neuroscience tool, as was eye sensors which tracked pupil movement. The advertiser collected measurement of behavior moment by moment that focused on attention, emotion, and memory. Dr. Northover told business reporter Jared Lynch, neuroscience is not a one-stop, fix-it-all tool. But he said it has been shown to reduce creative waste in terms of time and spending. In one instance, it changed the text and the voiceover of the creative in development. All of this was done and can be done prior to expensive commercial production. With all the bad pre-testing advertising research out there, and even more so, the advertising that increasingly does not even get tested before being launched, maybe, just maybe, we're entering an era of higher quality and greater affordability. That is your Research Business Daily Report. We've been sponsored by Nuance, offering multi-language verbatim coding services to help its clients quantify the meaning of open-ended answers. Nuance, a decision analyst company, would like you to be able to easily find out more about their product. So they've asked us to set up a link for you. And here it is, www.nuancecoding.com. Check it out. It'll be worth your while. In the meantime, have a great research day, and we will see you back here tomorrow.